Today we're going to do a relatively minimal maternity wardrobe tour. I wanted to do this video because, yes, right now I currently am pregnant. I'm going to be having my 4th child in several weeks. We're at the point where I've got a little less than 2 months to go. I have had a little bit of a battle with my clothes this pregnancy because I'm a little heavier than I've been in previous pregnancies. And on top of that, I am pretty freshly postpartum. My 3rd child is about 1.5 years, and I am gonna have another very soon. So that means my body's gone through a lot of changes in the last several months. I want to discuss the process of overhauling my wardrobe to feel more like me, to give me more confidence, make me feel more beautiful on a day-to-day basis without too much effort. I forgot to mention that I'm also breastfeeding, so that adds another element to the mix. Not every item of clothing you'll see in my wardrobe is breastfeeding friendly per se, but a lot of it is, so let's get into it. So first I want to discuss the keeping of clothes accessible that no longer fit you, because I think this is something that a lot of us have done, kind of hoping that those clothes, those pretty clothes that we loved pre-pregnancy, are going to fit us again someday soon. But the bigger you get, you know, the more weight you put on, or the bigger your belly gets, you start to realize that it's gonna be a while till those clothes are realistic again. Some of these clothes I've had even in my closet since before I got pregnant with my most recent baby. You know, like 2 years of staring at these clothes that don't fit me. And I'm not necessarily saying there's a reason to feel ashamed of growing bigger in pregnancy. That's nature, that's to be expected. Nothing to fear, but going into your closet every day and nothing feels good. Digging through piles of clothes that don't fit you anymore, it's just the opposite of romanticizing your wardrobe. And the goal for me with my endeavor to upgrade my wardrobe for the season I'm in was to really start romanticizing it again, feel excited about what's in there. So step 1 of transforming my closet was getting rid of all those clothes. A good amount of it I did donate because I just realized that I did not want any piece of clothing in my closet that was even remotely uncomfortable. I didn't want any clothes that I thought I might wear someday. If it felt itchy, if it had something weird about it, something annoying about putting it on, I ruthlessly donated those items. I wanted to have, of course, an effortless look of being put together, but I did not want to sacrifice my comfort at all. But the items that I did love, the items that I did hope to fit back into one day and did not really want to have to repurchase or find again, I wanted to get it out of my main closet that I'm looking at every single day and just get it stored away. I know it's still there. One day I can go back into it when I feel like it, but it's not staring me in the face every single day. Now, as mothers, as women, we are already making so many decisions on a daily basis. We really don't need our closet to be yet another one of those. It is something to consider, especially if you're already feeling overwhelmed, fatigued, or just not feeling like your radiant self when it comes to your wardrobe. Be a little bit more ruthless about what you're willing to invite into your space and allow to clutter not only your space, but your mind. And so that brought me to step 2, probably the most fun part, which is thrifting pieces that I did want to introduce into my closet. So once I got rid of everything that no longer fit me, I was able to more accurately see what was missing in my wardrobe. I realized that I needed a lot more bottoms, pants, because that was the biggest thing, of course, with the growing belly and quite honestly, a growing booty. I kept a lot of my shirts because I also realized that I don't necessarily have to go get maternity clothes. And I don't know why it took this pregnancy to make me realize that for the first time. For some reason, I just never made the connection that I can just buy much larger sizes of normal clothing and still make it work. Big reason why I kind of approached it that way is because maternity clothes can be so much more expensive than just regular non-maternity clothes for some reason. I've definitely been targeted by Instagram ads for quite a while for cute maternity dresses and clothing. And while yes, they're beautiful, they also had quite the price tag attached, and I'm not in the space right now where I can afford something like that, so that was automatically just not an option. The truth is, you don't need to buy all that stuff. You could still feel beautiful and pretty and feminine in other silhouettes, so don't think that you have to fill up your wardrobe with maternity anything. Really, honestly, the only like maternity thing that I have right now are probably my nursing bras. I actually did invest a little bit. I say invest, but I bought them on Amazon, and I do want to give them their moment to shine for a second because they are so comfortable and they feel so good. I bought them in 3 colors. I have like white and nude and like a dark charcoaly color that I'm wearing now. They do unclip right here so that I can nurse easily. And so if you're looking for maternity bras, nursing bras, I should say, highly recommend. They don't have that band underneath. I can sleep in them. I think that says a lot because there was a point before I got these bras where I was just having to like strip off the bra every night. Couldn't stand feeling restricted, and now these are comfortable enough to where I am not thinking about it all the time. So highly recommend them. I love them, and it was such a big win for just taking a chance on Amazon Prime. I will link those below in case you're interested. It's probably, hopefully, going to be an affiliate link. If I'm smart, it will be. I've been in a season because this is my first summer pregnancy where I'm going to be having a baby in the summer. All my other children have been born in the winter. So given that dilemma, living in Phoenix, Arizona, reaching well over 120 degrees some days, I've kind of embraced also just having my belly out. Like just having outfits where my belly is just out. Like this is part of my fit. I want my belly to get sun. I want it to breathe. And so that, I feel like that's opened up a lot of options for me too. So I did have some criteria for myself when I was finding new clothes to wear. I don't want to say rules, but just some general guidelines of things that I wanted to find. For example, I've really been into the last few years earth tones, and that's definitely reflected in my wardrobe. So I wanted to just like completely embrace that and just mostly get earth toned clothes that were kind of neutral, that would also pair well with anything else in my closet for the most part. But I did also want to get a few pops of color because I didn't want my wardrobe to be completely boring and devoid of color. So when I did go thrifting, it was mostly Goodwill. I would actually grab the pieces that I thought would fit me, would look good. I did not try them on because I don't think Goodwills like even have fitting rooms anymore, because I haven't seen any lately. But I would go up to a mirror and like hold the item up to my skin, up to my body. If I didn't light up from the color, basically, then it was a no. There were, I noticed during this process, for example, like an army green, like a sage green, does not work well with my skin tone. I do have like yellowish, greenish undertones, so I noticed that wearing that color made me look more sickly. Like I felt like it didn't make me radiate like health or femininity. So that was a no. I took that all out of my closet. Not that I had too many pieces, but I did have this dress that I kept trying to wear and I just never felt good in it. So that was one of the items I ruthlessly got rid of. So definitely no greens, but I did notice that like really vivid, rich blues looked pretty good on me. You'll notice that I do have like a few tops, like a baby blue top, and they all look good with the earth toned clothes that I pair them with. So that was really fun, actually. I think this is the first time I've like really embraced finding colors that I thought helped radiate, make me just look more radiant and positive, and it's just been really fun to embrace that for the summer. I will say with this new wardrobe, I find myself going into my closet and actually being excited to put an outfit together, knowing that pretty much anything I pull, you know, a top and a bottom are gonna look good together. It's just kind of like, do I feel like wearing a skirt, or do I feel like wearing pants, or do I feel like wearing shorts? I will say I need to add more shorts probably to my wardrobe now that it's getting even hotter, but I haven't really been able to find like really comfortable ones. I only have these one pair of linen shorts that I got at TJ Maxx on sale. The linen is breathable, so I've kind of been living in those a little bit. So I do want to find some more linen shorts, but other than that, like I have just been feeling so much more put together. it's just been night and day from how I felt before. I think it's important, especially in this season of motherhood, of pregnancy, of postpartum, whatever season you're in, there is this tendency in our culture to feel like depletion is just part of the process. And it doesn't have to be. I think we can find little ways like this to just have fun with our wardrobe, not spend a ton of money, because all in all, for all these pieces, I probably, my summer wardrobe right now is probably about 40 pieces or less. I'll put it on the screen once I count it all. But counting all my bottoms, my tops, and like my dresses, yeah, I think it's about 40 pieces or less. I'm not counting any undergarments. I'm not counting shoes. I'm not counting accessories, because I feel like all those things are much more personal and like up to your preference. That's why I say this is a relatively minimal closet, because it's not a 10-item wardrobe. This is not like a extreme capsule wardrobe, but I do think it's a lot smaller than the average woman's closet. Pretty much all of my clothes fit in one dresser drawer, with my undergarments and socks fitting in a smaller drawer above that, and then some of my dresses and coats like hanging in a little section in the closet. The minimalism is somewhat intentional because I don't want to have too many items to take care of, but a big part of it is just out of necessity, because our wardrobe is not by any means huge. We don't even have a real closet. We just literally have a wardrobe. Like you guys are seeing this dresser over here. This is for the baby. It'll eventually be for both babies. Oh, I totally went on a tangent, but I was saying that you don't have to spend an arm and a leg to overhaul your clothes, because I think that was one of the main things holding me back. I'm not working right now. I'm exclusively a stay-at-home mom since the end of, well, really since the beginning of 2023. Just let myself be a mom. I mean, I say just a mom. We all know that just a mom is still a whole lot. I get into reasons about that, my burnout and all of that craziness in some past videos if you want to check that out. Financially, I thought it didn't make sense to overhaul my wardrobe, but I proved to myself that I can completely redo my wardrobe for very, very cheaply, because I embraced thrifting in this season of my life. Before, I was just like too busy to be a thrifter when I was working. Now that I have a little bit more freedom, it's definitely been something very fun for me, as you guys have seen in my past vlogs. I think all in all, to completely transform my wardrobe these past few months, I've probably spent about $50 or less, and a few pieces here and there, you know, like TJ Maxx or Walmart even. I bought a $1 dress. I can't wear it now that it's too hot, but I'll show you guys because it's so comfortable, so pretty, and I got it for $1. So can't beat that. And forgive me guys, I noticed that I'm totally rambling a little bit off topic. I do have an outline on my phone notes app here, and it's kind of just like bullet points of what I want to talk about. There's a lot I want to talk about, so just bear with me. Hopefully I can piece it together a little better in editing. But I was talking about the criteria for what I was finding. So I mentioned that I wanted earth toned clothes with pops of color. We got that. I also wanted to find pieces that felt more feminine. In my whole life, up until the last few years, I have never felt particularly feminine. I always kind of felt a little bit more on the tomboyish side. Like I would joke about how I dress like a 12-year-old boy, because I would wear, you know, like band tees. I mean, I still have some in my closet for bedtime and stuff like that, but I used to like wear it on a normal basis. Now that I've had these 2 pregnancies back to back, something in me really just wants to feel lovely and dainty and pretty and womanly. And so I feel like I've really been trying to embrace that. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean I want to wear dresses every single day, but I just wanted to find more pieces that were just a little bit more frilly, a little bit more representative of where I feel on the inside. And I want to embrace this season of being a little bit more feminine than I've been in the past. And I do want to mention that because I thrifted a lot of these items, I did reserve the right to come home, try them on, see how they felt, see how they fit. If they weren't comfortable, I returned them. So there were quite a few pieces that I thought were gonna work out and they didn't. Don't think every single thing that you're buying is gonna be a win. As you kind of hone in it'll be easier to know what's gonna work and what's not gonna work. I definitely had to experiment a little bit with that, with sizing and also with like colors and fabric types. And to finish off this video, I wanna just talk a little bit about some of my favorite pieces in the wardrobe, because fashion is fun. And some of these pieces I really think are worth the shout out. So first of all, this blue romper, I thrifted this at Goodwill. I was just looking in like the 8 to 10 size clothing. The material definitely feels like a cotton or linen. I actually don't even know what it is, but it's breathable. And I'm pretty sure I will be able to wear this to the very end of my pregnancy because it has a lot of stretchiness in the waistband. It just feels so vibrant. Every time I wear it, people make comments like, whoa, you look so beautiful, you're radiant, you're glowing. And I feel that way when I put it on. You'll notice in a lot of these outfits, I have a lot of white tops. A lot of them have like more flowy, feminine silhouettes. I probably have more than I need, but I just love them, and they haven't been super easy to find thrifting, so when I find them and I like it, I'm pretty much keeping it. And then there's this multicolored dress. It's got various tones of purple, a tighter fitting dress, a little shorter, so I do have to wear like the under like shapewear type of stuff to just make sure nothing slips out, but it feels very comfortable. It's a short sleeve. I love the collar. It's just one of those outfits that screams like I'm a preggo and I'm embracing it. I did also find this thrifting at Goodwill. Again, just looking in sizes that were way bigger than I normally go for. Like pre-pregnancy, I was anywhere from like a small, medium, size 4 to 6, like 6 max. But right now, I'm looking no smaller than 8 to 10 inside, like dresses and pants and all those things, because I have to I'm thicker overall. Like I'm definitely carrying more weight than I'm used to, but also just the belly is huge. At first that scared me. I will be so honest with you, like realizing that I had to find sizes that large. I'm not used to. I'm 5'2". I'm used to being around like 110 pounds just naturally. In my early 20s, I was like a size 0, gradually crept up to like a size 4 over the years, which is still pretty small. So to be like at a size 8, 10, did scare me a little bit at first, but when you are wearing a size that actually feels comfortable to be in, I think it makes such a huge difference for your confidence, because it doesn't look like you're wearing huge clothes. Like it's all mental. The confidence in knowing that you don't have all these rolls and you're not popping out and you're not afraid to bend over and like maneuver, it makes such a huge difference. So if something's not fitting you right, feels too tight, it's constricting you, just go up the next size and don't feel bad about it, please. The comfort is going to be unmatched and you'll feel so much better for it. I'm not like planning on bouncing back immediately or anything like that. What a toxic idea. I know eventually when I feel ready, I will want to focus back on my fitness, focus more on my health. That time's coming. But for now, my job is to take care of the woman I am now. And this woman has more weight and a bigger belly. And so finally, I did not necessarily include this in the video, but I did think it was worth mentioning because it does kind of tie to my idea about not buying clothes that are specifically for maternity. So I was my best friend's maid of honor for her wedding last month, and the wedding was in Mexico on the beach. So I knew I needed to get a new swimsuit. Online, I was searching maternity swimsuits and I was not liking what I was seeing at all. So in the end, I ended up just realizing, why don't I just look for a bikini? Again, that's just bigger than the size I normally wear. It should work out, right? And yes, it did. I was very happy with the results. I found this really cute neutral one with stripes that had like a cute twist in the front. I just embraced the beach vibes of having my belly full out. And I did get like a little cover up. It's like a sheer white unbuttoned top that I was wearing just so I could have a little bit of coverage. So I believe that is the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you got some tips or ideas or some inspiration to overhaul your wardrobe, whether you're pregnant or not, postpartum or not. I think it's something to think about if you're not feeling the most inspired by your closet, your wardrobe, if it's bringing you stress. For me, it was totally worth it, and I'm pretty sure my husband is tired of hearing me rave about how much I love my closet now. If you enjoyed the video, please do feel free to like, subscribe, leave a comment. I'm a small channel, so every little piece of engagement makes a huge difference for my channel. I have a lot more motherhood, pregnancy, birth content planned in the future, so stick around. I hope to see you in the next one.